What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the Scale News Update. If you're not familiar with the show, this is where we talk about the news topics that happened in the scale world of RC over the past week. If you enjoy the Scale News Update, hit the like button, and let's jump into this week's topics. First off is the biggest news of the week, and that is the Losi Promoto 1/4 scale RC dirt bike. I had heard rumors of this project a while back, but evidently this thing has been under development for a very long time. And when seeing the details and videos on this, I understand why. This thing has a lot of tech that's just a little bit different than it has been done before. Like I said, it's a 1/4 scale dirt. Evidently it's about 17 inches tall. Bringing it out of the box, massive. Now the hardest thing with an RC motorcycle is keeping it on two wheels, and motorcycles have done that in a number of different ways in the past, but they're always pretty difficult to drive. Losi went a really interesting route with this. They have basically two brushless systems inside of this RC motorcycle. One of the brushless systems just runs a flywheel in there to create the gyro effect. It's a little censored all-in-one brushless setup. You turn that second system on from the radio and you wait for that flywheel to get up to full speed, just waiting for the sound to become a constant sound. And then you can take off with it. It comes with a little stand that you can put it into like the starting gate so that you can take off without, hand launching it the first time. It does have some little training wheels out there, so as you're turning, if it turns a little far, it doesn't necessarily just fall over and spin out. The videos of this thing ripping and the firsthand experiences that people have seen this last weekend really make this thing look as good as it seems it was shown on the internet. Pretty impressive. I pre-ordered mine the moment it went on sale. I was minutes after the release of this. I pre-ordered it before I even saw all of the details on the website or watched any of the promo videos. This thing just looks that cool. Cannot wait for this. They released it in 3 different colors. There's a red and a blue that come as a standard RTR, just the radio, you provide your own battery, charger, things like that. Or you can get a green version, which comes with a battery and charger, and it's $50 more. Now this does run on 2S, it appears. I believe that it's only 2S capable, but for the size, the speed, things like that, it looks like that's a fine choice. You can also dial in the amount of wheelie it gives right on the radio because of like the whole gyro system. Again, this thing looks super cool. I can't believe how excited I am for this. Really looking forward to getting it in hand, which seems like they're going to arrive mid-July at this point, or right around there. I'm excited to see it. Hopefully some of you are too. If you'd like more details or you'd like to pre-order one yourself, I put links in the description below. Check those out. Get one on order yourself. Also, right alongside the release of that Promoto, Losi released a ton of option parts to go with it. Different wheel hubs, aluminum swing arms, different sprocket colors. You can get different colored body plastics throughout. The jersey on the rider is actually cloth, and it zips off. You can remove it. They've got those in different color combos. A ton of option parts for this right out of the box. Just get there. If you want to spend another $500 on option parts, I believe you can do it. So they really wanted this thing to be a success, and I hope that it is. And then of course, since Proline is also owned underneath of the Horizon umbrella, they had some option tire parts for us, including Supermoto tire options, which are like a street slick, a smooth slick, kind of Supermoto stands for. And then they also had the whole shots, which are like 8-scale buggy tire style, made for the thought that you'd be running it on that type of track. So all of that available at the launch. They knew what they were doing. It all got out there. Pretty exciting stuff. A while back, we talked about the Kyosho Phaser Buick Regal. I believe that I actually said Riviera the last time, and I had to go back and check it again. And it is listed as 1965 Buick Regal in Riviera black. I, for some reason, just thought that this was a Buick Riviera. So that was my fault there. But this thing is now, we saw the teaser for it before, and now it appears that it's available for order/shipping very soon. So if you were thinking about one of those, definitely one of the coolest body options that Kyosho's released on that Phaser platform. I'm pretty tempted on this one. I think they did a fantastic job. Another on-road option, this from Tamiya, a Porsche 911 GT3. This is the 992 version of the 911 body style. So on the very typical TT chassis, nothing different underneath. Not that anybody would expect any different, but Another fantastic looking body. Kraken RC just announced a new version of the Vecta 5e. This is an updated version of that platform. Looks very similar to the previous one, but some substantial updates underneath. They had a whole list of things that they updated, from the rear axle housing to the transmission style. They have both an RTR, or a like bind and drive style, and a roller. The one that includes the electronics, everything's got a great big like 12S hobby wing system in it. So some serious power for this 1/5 scale solid rear axle platform. It looks a lot like a Yeti with the body off. If you didn't have anything for size perspective, you would almost think that it is like a 1/10 scale Yeti. Very similar construction, the design of how that rear end looks, solid axle rear, independent front, but of course 5th scale, so much larger. These always looked a little funny to me. It's just they don't really look all that scale, just because of like the proportion of the tire size to the overall width and the cage proportion, but nonetheless they do still look pretty cool. Just I don't know what it is about them. For some reason I feel like they're just something a little bit off. They've made improvements to the styling over time, you know, tires that are a little bit better looking or a little bit better sized, but to me still just something's a little funky, and I don't know if it's just the tire size or what. Does it look like a Yeti on 1/9s to you as well, or just me? For any of you on the hunt for some new Outrunners, you can check the Holmes Hobbies website. They've got some of the team spec revolvers going up now. They've got a couple of options. One's at like super stubby, 8 to 10 millimeters. Then they also have the 540M, which is a little bit longer can. Ton of power in those. The design of these has been updated to work better, or take advantage more of the programming in the AM32 style controllers. So you can get more power and still keep that super smooth startup because of the capability of those AM32 controllers. If any of those words mean something to you, check these out. No pictures are listed of them just yet, or as of the filming of this, but product updates will follow shortly. And of course you can pick them up on the Holmes Hobbies website, which is linked in the description below. We had a few more releases from Proline this week. First of all, for the 1/24 scale Crowd 1.0, all brass wheels with more brass on the inside. The wheel itself is at least painted black, so it doesn't look as brassy from the, get-go, but nonetheless, super heavy 1.0 wheels direct from Proline. If you're trying to keep all of your things in one shopping cart, they'll take care of you in that respect. Jumping back to the no prep world for a minute, Proline also released the 1970 Dodge Charger body. This thing, we saw a sneak peek of this body a week ago and they gave us the full release. And now we see the full details on this becoming available. I think they did a great job on the styling of this, keeping the proper proportions of the long nose, long tail. Overall, I imagine this is going to be a pretty good sized body, just because of the matching the wheelbase of typical short course trucks now with this. A lot of Lexan. Also, be careful, should be noted, these have been noted to twist the frame off the line. And lastly from Proline, if you've been waiting this whole time for the release of the Coyote body, or Coyote body, whichever way you want to say it, those are shipping now. A bunch of people started getting them finally. If you didn't pre-order, you're waiting for them to come in stock. Now's your time. It seems like they've hit most of the stores in stock. Pick that up. It's a great body. I got the chance to run it a little early, but I like the size. I like the style even. Go figure, Ford Rangers. But pick that up, available everywhere. For you Element owners, Associated finally released the Stealth XF transmission set on its own. That's the transmission that comes in the Element SE. The SE is the cheaper model that's got the forward mounted motor style transmission. It's the same, it's a very similar design to the transmission, but like the bottom half is the skid plate, moves the motor to the front. It actually comes pre-assembled. It is pre-assembled with bearings though, unlike the SE RTR that comes with bushings. Obviously, they upgraded to something a little bit better, since they probably weren't trying to pinch pennies quite as much with the option part. And also from Team Associated, they released a green version of the LT10 short wheelbase. That's that new little truck short wheelbase thing that they released here recently. I believe that they only had it in blue initially, but now also in green. We won't count that on the RTR counter, but if you were holding out or you're trying to buy two of them and you want them to be different colors, Now at least you can have one of each. This Wednesday, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern, come join us for live stream takeover. Last week, Randall from Axial was supposed to join us, but he ended up having to postpone, and he should be on this week. We'll do a little bit of chatting about Axial Fest West and his most recent release, which was the Base Camp Builders Kit. So come join us for that, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. And of course, as always, Friday night live as well. Same time, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. Come join as I work on things or just chat and answer a bunch of RC questions. So, last week, I asked you guys a question about what was your favorite all-time RC purchase. A lot of people reminisced about some of their very first purchases. Some people didn't have to reminisce that long, as a lot of people got into the hobby over the last couple of years. So we saw some old memories and some new memories both. It was a good time. This week, I'm not gonna ask you a question. I want you to ask a question. Put a question below and then go answer another one. Find somebody else's question, answer that, and I'll go try and answer as many as I possibly can this week as well. You only get one each though. You can't just post 10 questions because I'll never get through them all. But with that, I enjoy all of your comments. My favorite part of the Scale News Update. Again, thanks as always for watching every Tuesday with me here. If you enjoyed it, hit the like button. Subscribe if you're not already. Hit the notification bell so you see the videos as soon as they get uploaded. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.